Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host Dave, joined as always by my wonderful co-host Sarge. How's it going, Sarge?
Woo! What's up? Don't want anybody to panic. I know I talked about going to church last Sunday. I didn't do that today. I'm not a church guy. I just went because my dad was doing a thing and he loves church. So,
well, thank God.
Yeah.
And the other voice you are hearing is our esteemed guest for this episode. Longtime listener, first time guest. Our boy Bulk Detonator, aka Mathew. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Living life.
Living life, looking good, glorious.
Glorious,
like
for sure.
I put on a new set of nails just for Sarge.
Nails on point, braided beard, just exceptional.
Oh, like a gender fluid Viking, and I love it.
Yeah.
God damn.
I've been called the Bi King before. I really like that title.
That's perfect.
That's like if Lord of the Rings was written in 2024.
Like fabulous nails, but can inflict a blood eagle if needed.
Blood eagle, Jesus Christ. I found out that might not even actually have happened like in the medieval times. Did I learn that from you?
You probably didn't learn it from me, but I had also heard that, and I don't care. We did it.
I wonder if it was one of those things that like never actually happened, but they're just like, oh yeah, no, we totally do that. So don't fuck up.
Yeah, kind of like the Brazen Bull, where it was like something they talked about as like, if you do this, or Iron Maiden. The Iron Maiden's another one that turned out to not be real.
I thought that's where I might have heard that from, was when you on your other show did the sorry for burping right into the microphone.
That's all right.
That's an award-winning burp right
as
there.
As we've said before, nothing burps like Narragansett.
Yeah, I thought I learned that when you did the torture things on your other show.
I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't real. Like so many medieval things are just bullshit.
Well, yeah, I feel like also, you know how hard it would be to splice someone open from the back and then pull their lungs out?
I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Vikings. Like that's just...
fair.
They're a very creative bunch.
Yeah, and that's just like a friendly handshake for them. You know what I mean?
The Vikings, known for their creativity and brutality.
This is our flag. Oh, what is it? Oh, that's Stave.
Yeah. And my favorite part about them is that for the most part, they just hung out and they just like lived. And they were like, hey, we're getting low on riches.
Yeah, those fucks have a lot of riches. Let's go have them.
Yeah.
You know, when you're running low on riches.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go kick down the door of that place with the lowercase t. They seem like they got a lot of shit.
All right, guys. So I got an episode for you guys. Are you ready to dive into this? I think it's a good one.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's kind of it's not something new that we've done, but it's a little different than what we normally do as far as the show goes. So, my fire alarm's going off, and I got.
Uh-oh.
All right, guys. So, longtime listeners to the show know that there's one cryptid that I vowed never to cover on this show, and that is Bigfoot. And I got my reasons, mostly because I don't believe in Bigfoot, and I think Sasquatch is boring as hell. Plus, there are like a million other podcasts that cover Bigfoot exclusively, and they do a much better job covering him than I ever would because they actually care about it. So, so you're probably asking yourself, Dave, why are we just talking about how you'll never cover Bigfoot? Well, just because I think Bigfoot is lame doesn't mean that I don't think the subspecies in different variations of Sasquatch are. And we've actually covered a few of them. Like we did the Mill Race Monster. We did the Murfreesboro Mud Monster. And we did, to be fair, we did cover the Bigfoot War of like, what was it, 1855 or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that one was good.
Yeah. So this week, I figured we would continue the trend of actively avoiding talking about Bigfoot proper and cover not one, but two Sasquatch variations from opposite sides of the country. You guys ready? You guys ready to dive in?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't even know there were subspecies. I just think it was Sasquatch and Yeti.
No. So
there's so many Squatches.
Yeah. So for our first one, we're going to head to the great state of West Virginia.
Are we going to West Virginia? Does somebody need meth?
No, it's even better. So West Virginia is home to some of the greats as far as like encrypted history. You got Mothman, Flatwoods Monster, Grafton
That's
Monster, and one of today's subjects, Sheepsquatch.
Sheepsquatch.
Are you guys familiar with the Sheepsquatch? Yeah.
I am not.
I am also not, but I'm mildly concerned
Aroused.
at the origin of Sheepsquatch, just given, the
The
rural
region that it comes from.
Yeah, I'm not liking where this is going.
This could have just been an unholy
Union.
creation due to some, a lot of meth and the lack of women and abundance of sheep.
Gotcha.
And there's not a lot of cliffs for them to push them up to.
Excellent callback. Excellent callback.
All right. So the Sheepsquatch, this thing rules. Like the name, while it is on it's on the nose as far as like any name could be, it doesn't really do it justice. So this thing is fucking gnarly. It's about the size of a bear, ranging from 7 to 9 feet tall when standing. The Sheepsquatch is covered in thick woolly fur. Its head is shaped kind of like a goat's head with massive sharp horns that curl around its head. Its eyes are often described as glowing red or orange, along with sharp predator-like teeth, often bared in an angered and snarling expression.
So it's basically Baphomet.
Yeah, but like white and fluffy.
And 10 feet tall.
Yeah. It has massive...
that tracks.
Yeah. It has massive and powerful human-like arms ending in long, clawed hands. As for its feet, I can neither confirm them as being big, but some accounts describe them as goat-like with hooves, while others describe them more ape-like. But to be fair, if I saw this motherfucker coming at me from the pucker brush, I'm not looking at its feet. So the fact that it's up in the air, whether or not he has human feet or not, like, I'm okay with not knowing. I get it. Like, this is not...
Wait, did you just say pucker brush?
Yeah, the fucking pucker brush, bud.
No, not pucker. Pucker.
Pucker brush. I thought you were saying pucker brush.
No, pucker. Like chowder.
Technically, it is pucker, but it's...
What? Where did you? What is that?
Do you not know what pucker brush is?
No.
Wait, why
No,
not?
You're not from New England, bro.
No, I'm 100% from here. That's why I've never heard that, because it sounds like some Maine shit.
Google it.
Yeah. You never ended up falling into the pucker brush. Got all thorned up.
Yeah, get all banged up from the pucker brush, bud.
No, we just have
It's basically the same thing. It's just fucking
thorns.
Yeah, it's just like scrub brush that's on the side of the road.
I love that.
Did we just
I
something?
brush.
Yeah,
fucking pucker brush kid.
How have you not heard of that?
I don't know how you. It's like Dubba. It's like
Well, I grew up in a city. I mean, the most contact I had with brush was like walking through an alley in Quincy Center to get away from the police.
Oh, you were walking away from the police. Sure.
We're moving on from pucker brush. We're gonna get this ball rolling. Oh, and I almost forgot. This thing is also it's really smelly. Like, witnesses say that the Sheepsquatch emits a strong, musky stench, most often described as sulfuric or like the smell of decaying meat. So all around, 10 out of 10, great creature.
You're not doing much to deter me from believing this is just Baphomet.
Yeah, it's kind of... Anyway, so the Sheepsquatch is mostly confined, like I said, to the state of West Virginia, because of course it is. It's just a nightmare state all around. With the majority sightings taking place in Boone County and the Coal River Valley. And just like with any Squatch, there's a bunch of sightings, but for the sake of time and not wanting to skimp on any details, I found 2 of my favorite sightings, and now I will share them with you. So, the first one I got for you happened in 1994, when a group of friends decided to go on a little camping trip in a remote area of Boone County. It was late at night, and the group was gathered around the fire when they heard a strange sound coming from the dense woods that surrounded them. They said it sounded like a mix of heavy breathing and low growling, much like Philip Seymour Hoffman in the movie Happiness. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but if you get the reference, you'll understand.
Well, you also just described my sex noises.
Which also describes Philip Seymour Hoffman in the movie Happiness. And at first, they assumed it was probably just a bear or something, and they just went about their night. Slugging back Keystone Lights while Wild Night by John Cougar Mellencamp played on a boombox nearby. Allegedly, I don't know if those are the actual details.
No, that tracks.
Yeah, it's 1994. What else would they be doing? But the noises grew closer, and they started to get the feeling they were being watched. One of the campers shined their flashlight into the woods, and there it was. Sheepsquatch. now.
Sheepsquatch.
Sheepsquatch. I can't not say it like that. Now, standing at the edge of the tree lawn, they saw this massive 8-foot-tall horned monster, its eyes glowing red from the shine of the light, snarling at the campers, revealing its rows of sharp animalistic teeth. Now, the creature then started moving towards the camp, emitting a guttural growl that sent the campers into just absolute panic.
Roar.
They collectively decided, well, I think it's time to be heading out, and abandoned the camp as fast as they fucking could. Luckily, they were able to get to their cars and skedaddle right on out of there. But when they returned the next day to allegedly retrieve their boombox and camping gear, they found that their tents were shredded. Their food supplies were scattered around the camp with giant visible claw marks on the cooler lids and large hoof-like prints surrounding the area.
And their meth still was completely gone.
Oh, the map's always gone.
It's always gone. You can never have enough map. So now the next Sheepsquatch story I have for you isn't like the best story, but I like it for reasons I can't really put into words why. I think it's the tension that happens within the story, but we can figure it out after. So this one is more recent. It took place in 2015. 4 hunters were camping in an isolation
What?
4 campers were camping in an isolated section of forest, also in Boone County. Around midnight, they heard some rustling in the underbrush, or the pucker brush. And just like in the other story, they chalked it up to just being a raccoon or a deer, 2 wildly different animals. But the noises grew louder, and they were soon accompanied by a bizarre, high-pitched bleating that none of them could identify. There we go. Ever the curious bunch, they shone a spotlight into the woods, and there it was. Sheepsquatch. A hulking, goat-headed monster with thick white fur and massive clawed hands advancing towards the campsite with surprising speed, just fucking gunning for him. So this thing's hauling ass. The hunters only have like maybe a minute to react. So they're scrambling for their rifles, and this thing is just closing in on them. The Sheepsquatch lets out an ear-piercing scream and gets within 20 feet of them when one of the men was able to get a shot off into the air. But the creature didn't flinch. Instead, it just kind of like stopped abruptly, sniffed the air, let out a deep growl, and then just fucked off back into the darkness. So, yeah. The hunters checked the area the next morning and found claw marks on nearby trees, as well as strange tracks resembling a mix of hoof prints and clawed feet. They also reported the sightings to local cryptid investigators, and it turns out like this is one of the only a few instances where the creature was said to charge directly at humans. So that's like reassuring, I guess. Like I still don't want, I still don't want this thing coming at me, but like just like the amount of sheer panic that these dudes must have been feeling.
I would have lost my shit.
9-foot tall fucking goat monster is screaming down through the woods at you like fuck. God, but anyways, there you have it. Sheepsquatch. How are we feeling about Sheepsquatch?
I love it.
I think it's terrifying.
It's not
I
ideal.
want one though. I want one here.
I was telling.
What gets me though is the noises it makes seem like very sheep-like. They're like, oh, cute. And then when you see it, it's like, ah. Well,
to be fair, the noises we heard were from Sarge. The noises that were described in the story are a little more terrifying than bah.
I assumed it was a pretty accurate recreation.
Yeah, it's something like that. But I told my wife about the 2 that we were covering today. She said, which one I think is the best one? And I said, well, if you're going to make a plushie out of either of these, I think Sheepsquatch would make the best plushie.
Yeah, I want a Sheepsquatch
plushie. Down.
Yeah. But all right, so now we are going to go ahead and we're going to shift gears, moving on. Now we're going to be headed to the Pacific Northwest, home of the OG Squatch. Now, if you thought the Sheepsquatch was an abomination of God, this next one is way worse.
Oh my God, they make a Sheepsquatch plushie. Sheepsquatch plushie.
All right. Well, I'm assuming they do, but we're moving on. Sorry. Sheepsquatch is done. Pay attention.
Okay,
Look at me.
I need it.
Look at me. Look at me.
I need
Look
it, but I need it.
Eyes.
Okay.
Eyes here.
Eyes.
Sorry,
right.
guys.
So now we're going to be talking about Batsquatch. Are you guys familiar with Batsquatch?
Oh my God. It fucking flies.
This sounds amazing.
Now, again, the name doesn't do it justice. It's the Batsquatch sounds like if Sasquatch watched his parents get gunned down outside of a theater as a kid, and now he's like decided to be. But I assure you, it is not that, and I fucking hate this thing. So, standing between 7 and 9 feet tall, this thing is built like a brick shithouse. It is jacked as fuck, just like an absolute unit, dude. Its head and face resemble that of a bat, with a flattened snout, sharp teeth, and glowing eyes that are said to pierce through the darkness. Its coarse and matted fur is described as being bluish purple, almost black in color. Its hands are massive with sharp claws, and its feet are talon-like, which he uses to grip its prey when he's flying around on his massive leathery bat wings that have a wingspan of up to 50 feet. So...
What?
Yeah, this thing is a fucking nightmare.
Come on.
I hate it, but I also love it so much.
No, this sounds perfect for like a heavy metal album.
Yeah, right?
So, just like with Sheepsquatch, I found a bunch of stories, but I found the best 2 that I liked. But before we begin, I think it's important to note that almost all the Batsquatch sightings that have come out, they all take place near Mount St. Helens, specifically after its eruption in May of 1980. People started reporting sightings of the beast not too long after that happened. Now, the eruption of Mount St. Helens drastically altered the landscape in the area. When this thing popped off, the entire north face of the mountain slid away, causing the largest landslide ever recorded. And not in human history, but in the history of the fucking earth. The landslide traveled at speeds of up to 150 miles an hour, covering 24 square miles in debris, with some parts of it being close to 600 feet deep when it was all settled.
Fuck.
So I'm not only telling you this. I'm only telling you this because some cryptid enthusiasts believe that the reason Batsquatch was seen so frequently in the area after the eruption was because this may have opened up a cavern or some sort of lair where the Batsquatch lived, forcing it to come out into the open. Or on the other hand, his home was destroyed due to the event and he's now displaced. Either or, they both sound like reasonable explanations to me. So
yeah, totally.
Either way, Batsquatch is pissed.
It was a portal.
Yeah, he's not stoked. So, all right. So with that out of the way, let's dive into some stories, shall we? All right. So this sighting occurred in April of 1994. A pilot whose name I do not know was flying a small private aircraft around Mount St. Helens. It was a relatively clear day, nice day. Dude's just taking in the views when he notices something outside his plane flying at a high altitude. He described what he saw as a massive creature that was dark in color and having an estimated wingspan of between 30 and 50 feet. It had a bat-like head with pointed ears and sharp features, and its body was more primate than bird. The pilot noted that the creature appeared to be gliding effortlessly through the sky, maintaining a steady pace. Every once in a while, it would flap its wings and it would propel it forward in a way that seemed deliberate and controlled. At one point during the sighting, the Batsquatch allegedly flew close enough to the plane that the pilot could observe its details more clearly, and then the creature banked sharply and disappeared in some clouds heading towards the slopes of the volcano. The pilot was obviously shocked and unsure, what did I just see? They eventually told their story to a few colleagues and cryptid researchers, describing it as unlike anything they had encountered in their flying career. The sighting was never officially reported to any aviation authorities, probably out of fear of ridicule or professional.
Kind of a hard story to tell people.
Yeah. I mean, it's they'll probably, the FAA will probably be like, all right, bud. So let's,
all right, we're drug testing everybody.
Yeah.
Let's
Can you describe this for me again? Yes. Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. It's like if the flying monkey is just on steroids,
yeah.
It's not ideal. Yeah, his license would have been taken away almost immediately.
Immediately.
Oh, definitely, without
especially
question.
In 1994, they're like, all right, bud, we're done with
settle
this.
Settle down.
Now, for our next sighting, this one is a bit unusual because it takes place 430 miles away from the Batsquatch's normal hunting grounds of Mount St. Helens. This sighting took place near Mount Shasta in California. The story goes that in 2011, a group of hikers were exploring the lower elevations of the mountains. And apparently these guys were super experienced outdoors people. So they're the story kind of has some credibility to it. They were like familiar with like the local wildlife, the terrain, So anyway, the group was near a wooded trail when they noticed that the surrounding forest got suddenly and unusually quiet, as if like a predator was lurking nearby. The hikers then described seeing a massive winged humanoid emerge from out of the tree line. The creature was said to be over 7 feet tall with a muscular build similar to an ape or a large primate. It had leathery bat-like wings that stretched to an estimated 15 to 20 feet. So it's like a little smaller of a bat squatch than the other one. The other one's like 9 feet tall, 50. So maybe it's like a juvenile teen.
Teenage.
Yeah, a baby squatch.
Its body was covered in.
I couldn't help it. It came to my head. Right
I'm
away.
just a teenage cryptid, baby.
Its body was covered in dark bluish fur, and its face was described as a mix of bat and wolf-like features, which that's actually pretty common for the bat squatch sightings. I didn't mention that, but I mean, either way, it's a nightmare.
There's a lot going on. I understand.
Yeah, it also had yellow glowing eyes. The bat squatch reportedly perched briefly on a large rock, folding its wings as it just stared at the hikers. After what could only be described as a tense standoff, the creature let out a deep guttural growl that echoed through the forest. It then spread its wings and launched itself into the air with a powerful leap, disappearing over the trees. Now, the hikers, full of shock and fear and void of anything left in their bladder and bowels, got the hell out of there and back to their campsite to process what they had just seen. Some of them later shared their experiences online, sparking discussion and discourse between a bunch of nerds. They were definitely certain like it wasn't a bird or known animal. They admitted to feeling uneasy about the encounter, describing the creature as something, quote, not of this world. So this sighting got a bunch of people wondering like why the bat squatch would be this far south. Like, again, normally it's up by Mount St. Helens. It's possible that the bat squatch territory extends beyond the Pacific Northwest, perhaps covering the entire Cascade Range, which includes both Mount St. Helens and Mount Shasta. Or perhaps it's migrating or searching for resources to survive. Who knows? But yeah, maybe, it gets cold in Oregon or wherever. So Washington. So it could be just trying to, get a little warm.
When you're 9 feet tall, maybe you just need better access to street tacos.
But there you have it, guys.
Yeah, that follows.
Yeah, it's a little 2-for-1 special for you guys. So that's the end of the stories. We've got a little bit more we can do after this, but I just want to get your thoughts. Matt, let's start with you. How you feeling about Sheepsquatch, Batsquatch? Questions, concerns, comments?
I mean, Sheepsquatch, all right. Batsquatch, badass. Like that just seems like it should be like a cheesy tattoo on your back, just like spread wings.
Yeah.
Or like the best like 90s medley. I saw a Batsquatch bat 94 up in Mount St. Helens.
I mean,
they opened for Slayer.
I feel like now that has to be a merch where it's like a Batsquatch band t-shirt. It's like on the back, it's like the tour dates and it's all just Mount St. Helens. Like every date.
And then the last date is just idea. Mount Shasta.
Yeah, the last date's Mount Shasta. Yeah, I fuck with that. Sarge, how you feeling? What are you thinking?
I feel like Sheepsquatch is like if like your high school mascot was a ram and like one of the kids just wanted to make it look cool, so he drew Sheepsquatch, you know what I mean?
Like on the back of a math book.
Exactly.
Like that thank you for voting sticker that the kid in like Wisconsin made or whatever, which is the jacked werewolf ripping its shirt off.
Exactly.
Yeah. You didn't see that? Yeah. Some like it was like Wisconsin or Michigan or something like that. They had like a contest and like middle schoolers or whatever got to draw the I voted stickers for the state. And the one that won was just this jacked werewolf ripping his shirt off that says I voted.
Amazing.
It's pretty
I think that's highly appropriate. Yeah, that's celebrating, this freedom.
Yeah.
Nothing says freedom like a jacked werewolf.
Geez, I just got like a nice little moose one.
All right.
Well, it's New Hampshire.
I'm getting robbed. We don't have anything cool like that.
Yeah, I didn't get anything cool like that either. Mine just said I voted, but in Spanish. So, all right. So I did a little something fun for the end of this episode. So I took the weights, the characteristics, everything I could find out about Batsquatch and Sheepsquatch, and I fed it into an AI algorithm to find out who would win in a fight between Sheepsquatch and Batsquatch. And I had to break it down scene by scene. So, are you ready?
Can we place bets? Can we call who's going to win?
I would say my money's on Batsquatch, dude.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Well, then the wings alone. I mean, 50 feet, just one, boom, there goes Sheepsquatch off the cliff.
Well, that and also Batsquatch can fly, so it would easily be able to like get up and fly away. So Sheepsquatch is really at a disadvantage here.
That's true, but also, I mean, if you think back to like a Celebrity Deathmatch, whenever they do the matchups, you're always like, oh, that person's definitely going to win. It's usually a huge upset. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
true.
So you never know. True. I mean, I know who wins, but it's whatever.
All right.
Yeah. Who's your money on?
Yeah, right.
Well, he knows who wins. So,
all right. So round one, the encounter, the setting, a remote forest clearing near the Appalachian Mountains at dusk. The Sheepsquatch emerges from the shadows, its thick, matted fur streaked with mud, reeking of decay. From above, a guttural screech signals the arrival of Batsquatch, wings beating heavily as it descends to the forest floor.
Where's the Joker?
The two creatures circle one another, Batsquatch hissing and flaring its wings while Sheepsquatch bellows a deafening roar. With its aerial capabilities, Batsquatch launches the first attack, swooping down with razor-sharp claws aimed at Sheepsquatch's thick neck. The claws rake across the fur, but fail to penetrate deeply due to Sheepsquatch's dense coat. Shaking off the blow, Sheepsquatch charges forward, its powerful horns aimed at Batsquatch's midsection. The impact sends the flying beast tumbling into the dirt, momentarily stunned. Recovering quickly, Batsquatch uses its muscular arms to grapple with Sheepsquatch, relying on its strength and sharp claws. It goes for Sheepsquatch's vulnerable underbelly, slashing at exposed skin. Roaring in fury, Sheepsquatch bites down with its powerful jaws, sinking its teeth into Batsquatch's arms. The bite is brutal, but fails to incapacitate the winged cryptid. The Batsquatch takes flight, wrenching itself free from Sheepsquatch's bite. It circles overhead, looking for an opening. With its immense wingspan, it dives at full speed, slamming into Sheepsquatch and knocking it off balance. Sheepsquatch rises quickly, seemingly unfazed by the aerial assault. Using its brute strength, it uproots a tree and hurls it at Batsquatch.
Whoa!
Clipping one wing and forcing it to land. Despite its injured wing, Batsquatch uses its agility and strength to dart behind Sheepsquatch, delivering a series of slashes to the back of its legs, causing it to stumble. With a screech, Batsquatch clamps its powerful jaws around Sheepsquatch's throat, choking off its roar. Thrashing wildly, Sheepsquatch uses its horns to gore Batsquatch's side, but the damage isn't enough. Slowly, Sheepsquatch's movement weakens as Batsquatch tightens its grip.
Yes!
The winner is Batsquatch. Batsquatch's combination of aerial prowess, predatory agility, and sharp claws secure its victory, while Sheepsquatch's brute strength and stamina make it a formidable foe. Its lack of speed and adaptability ultimately leave it vulnerable to Batsquatch's relentless assault. So, you guys were right.
It's also got a crippling meth addiction too, so that'll slow it down.
Yeah, so Batsquatch is the winner there. All right, that's all I got for you guys. That's it.
That was enough. Yeah. I needed that.
That was intense. That would make a good like internet short film.
Right? Or like a decent comic or something.
Oh, definitely. Like cryptid battles.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Do you remember like back on like Newgrounds, they used to have like Master Chief versus like Superman and all those like little weird animations. It feels a lot like that.
It would make a good Flash animation, something like that. I agree.
Oh, definitely.
The ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
All right. Well, that's the episode. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Thank you to Matt for coming on. Thank you to Sarge for always being here. Before we go, Sarge, do you have anything you want to plug to the audience?
Yeah, get the coloring book. The horrible crisis of all of our existence in the United States is been prolonged. So the coloring book is just going to stay up. SargesSupernormal.com, spelled like it sounds. You can get my coloring book on Amazon. It's $9.99. You can use it to lighten the mood or to burn and possibly make hot dogs. I don't know.
Well, hey, you could put the pages in the top of a bottle and make a Molotov and
Molotov cocktail. Yeah,
deliver it to
CEO's house.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't put that on the internet.
Not that we condone that.
Based on the direction the internet's headed, I think they're kind of down for that idea.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it.
I'm a big fan of all of the like really popular online detectives when the news reaches out to them. So what are you guys doing to find this guy? And they're like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful smile and he's very charismatic. So no, we're not going to find him.
I'm not narking on John Wick.
Yeah, right.
Dude, as soon as that dude went into Central Park, the cops were just like, we'll never find him.
Yeah, he's fine.
You know how big Central Park is? Can't be just walking around.
Squatch picked him up and flew him out.
Yeah. All right. Matthew, is there anything you want to plug or bring awareness to, or
I mean, you can find me on Instagram at Bulk Detonator. I want to give a shout out to Pat. His burgers are the damn best. You can find him at Patch Burger.
Hell yeah.
And then one of my best friends, she's they're a musician, an artist, and everything. You can find them at Lucia. That's LUCIA .arts and music, and that's on Instagram. Check out her album, their art, everything. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah. And I'll be sure to put a link to all those.
I don't sell anything. I'm just
blow shit up, which is awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this it's just me. That's what my page is, and just the various things that happened in my life.
Just the various things you explode for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes explosions, sometimes it's nails, sometimes it's cats.
All things that are
But
fantastic.
you don't blow up cats. We want to be clear about that. No cats were hurt in the filming of the explosions.
No, the cats just hurt me.
Emotionally and physically, because they could be fucking straight up assholes.
They are bastards.
Oh yeah.
All right. If you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow us on TikTok, Cryptid Cocktail Party. Please leave a rating and review either on Spotify or Apple. They both, it helps us so much. And make your friends listen to the show, even if they don't like the show.
Yeah,
tell them to give us a good rating and review, anyways. Fuck it, who cares?
Tell them to listen, and let's just make it happen.
I'm forcing everybody to listen to this episode.
And also drink Narragansett beer, because it's better than anything else that's out there in the form of domestic beer.
That's fair. Bro,
come on.
No one's in Amesbury. Let's be honest. All right.
There's dozens of us.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. If you're in Eastern New York,
as someone who grew up not too far from Amesbury, there's not much there. Except for Matt.
I'm here. Come hang
that's
out
all
with
that
me.
matters. Exactly. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And with that out of the way, usually Sarge says goodbye and I love you to the audience, but Matthew, I think you should say goodbye and I love you to the audience.
Sure. Goodbye. I love you. And don't forget, love yourself.